maybe not. I don't know. I just
from a perspective, like I guess I can see a different perspective. I've been I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety on a daily basis, and I have since I was, since I hit puberty, unfortunately. Some people are just wired that way. Hormones do crazy things to women, as most men know. We deal with these things, and unfortunately, people that don't see the signs and they don't get the help that they need, and even some of the medications that they give you to help with this only makes it worse. Mm-hmm. And, I guess I'm the lucky one where mine kind of comes and goes depending on what's going on around me. But
this is my medication right here.
If you get into that downward spiral, I can see how you would contemplate taking your life, and because you just feel like there's nobody out there that can help you. There's nothing, you tried this med, not med, and this med, and this med, and nothing helps. But and you just get to that point.
But here's the thing, though. Sometimes it's not just medication. You know what? Like Mike just said something that makes total sense. Every week we do this show, and it's his therapy. If we did not have this show, what other outlet that would Mike have? Who knows? Just like what Mike said previously on this show and many shows, is that everyone has a snapping point. Thank God for this show, because not only we have this wonderful show we can get to talk about particular topics, but we have some inner demons that we are able to share with people and say, hey, this is what we've realized or have experienced. Don't do this, or try this. And most of these suicides that happen, a lot of people just are afraid to talk to their best friend or their husband or their wife or their brother, sister, mother, whatever the situation is, just because they feel that way. And I guarantee you, in my perspective, 9 out of 10 times, I guarantee you, if there's that person that just would have picked up that phone or texted that person saying, listen, I feel like I'm going to do something, I think that those situations could get averted just because they had something to talk about.
But unfortunately, when you're in that mindset that you're gonna hurt yourself or you're gonna kill yourself, the last thing you want to do is notify anybody. Unfortunately, unfortunately, that's part of the depression. You've told these people already that there's something wrong, that that you're depressed, but there is something inside of you, unfortunately, that you don't know why you feel like this. And
maybe you're talking to the wrong people.
You've been going to a psychologist for years, and you've been And you've already reached out to the people around you, letting them know that there's something wrong. And unfortunately, just kind of like with when you have a prolonged disease, people almost kind of tend to shut you off at a certain point.
Oh, the cry wolf syndrome?
Well,
I've got friends like that. They cry wolf, and you're like, dude, I don't care. I'm done with your bitching.
You know what I mean? But even like somebody that has, fibromyalgia or lupus, or I've seen it. My brother had CF for a very long time. He lost a lot of friends because not that he even talked really about his disease, but because he couldn't do the same things, or he couldn't. So he was at that point where he was kind of like shut in. So he didn't have a lot of people to talk to, but the people that he did knew that he was sick. So when he was like, oh, I'm not feeling so well, we knew he wasn't feeling well.
Right.
You almost become immune to the person saying something's wrong.
But what if you have a friend that does nothing but just bitch and moan about life sucks, this sucks, blah, 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 every friggin' post.
That's what I mean. You become immune to...
You just put your shield up and go, you know what? You're a lost cause because this is all you do.
Well, yes.
How do you do that?
I guess.
And he's a friend of yours, or she's a friend of yours.
And unfortunately, I've unblocked. I blocked or I unfriended a lot of these people on Facebook because of that. It's not necessarily because.
Let me stop you there. You unfriend somebody. Mm-hmm. Next day, you find out they fucking killed themselves. Would you take that as a, my fucking Christ, or whatever?
Not necessarily, because let me tell you why. Because if I'm starting to see a lot of negativity, I'm the type of person that will reach out to that person going, what the fuck is wrong? Do you need help? Do you want me to come over? Do you need a nice tea, something? Mm-hmm. If I reached out to them and they'll reach back and say, listen, I'm going through some shit. Do you want to talk about it? Fine. But if these are just negative, there's just some people that are negative.
Yeah.
And that's all they do is negative. And they feed off the negativity. There's nothing wrong with them. They just feel that the glass is half full kind of thing. And they just, you know what, I hate this green. I hate the way that the color of the sky is.
The sun's too bright.
You know what I mean? And these just people that just, insult people and they just have this negativity around them.